Madhavan Menon is now joining in. He's the Executive Chairman of Thomas Cook India. Thanks for taking time out. To begin with, Mr. Menon, walk us through how the quarter gone by has been, because margins have been a little bit flat, as have the revenues. What is the outlook in the coming quarters?
Good morning, Aisha and Avan. Thanks for having me on. I think we've actually had a very decent quarter. If you look at the consolidated numbers, you'll see that at 107.3 crores, we're actually about 17% above the same quarter in the previous year. The only outlier in this case was the hospitality segment, but there are reasons for that. If you look at April and May, the heat waves that we witnessed, as well as the elections, were sort of muted their growth. June picked up again. If you actually look at their sales numbers, they're 9% up over the previous year. But the openings of several properties during the first quarter, I mean, last quarter of FY24 and the first quarter of FY25, you will appreciate that when you open a resort, there is a ramp-up period. And I think we're beginning to see the pickup in sales both in June as well as in July. And my expectation is that this will get evened out. On the margin front, I think we have monitored our margins very carefully, and we believe we've been guiding that these will stabilize at these levels. And my expectation is that as long as we keep our margins stable, we're actually in a good place, rather than seeing margins decline.
Will continue to remain stable at the current levels. So you're saying that you will be maintaining the 7.6%. You won't be able to grow your margins further?
Well, at the current time, these margins are higher than what we witnessed before, and therefore we're not particularly concerned about it. My expectation is that when we come closer to the end of the year, we will see an opportunity to pick up margins. But you'll appreciate the input costs across all our businesses, especially airfares, hotel rates have all stabilized. So our ability to punch up margins as we have done maybe over the last year may not exist that easily as we have witnessed. But having said that, we do see opportunities. We are controlling costs significantly. If you look at our cost base, we've maintained it. It's not gone up despite the rise in sales, especially in the Thomas Cook and the SOTC and the destination management segments.
Now, what about your digital imaging solutions? How are you expanding this? Any updates? I believe there's some projects that you're working on with a technology company.
Yes. So we have several projects that we are undertaking. One, which the board approved yesterday, which is called TravBridge, which is essentially using generative AI to build the capability of communicating with customers. This is being undertaken in a joint venture between the Thomas Cook India Group and a software company called Atirath. This will take about 12 months for us to operationalize. It's about 40% of it's done already. There's another 60% to be built. On the other end, we have already implemented another product called Pathfinder, which actually is currently being used by our agents to book holidays, and we will shortly be opening it up on our website so that customers can come in and book their holidays. We actually believe that this will boost the FIT, the customized travel in the years to come.
Also, just in this digital imaging solutions, 13 new partnerships is what you're talking about as well that you've signed. One, how is, if you could talk about more expansion here, what is the strategy and what is the growth outlook that one could be expecting here?
Okay. So I think, let me give you some background. First of all, given the inclement weather in the United Arab Emirates, where nearly 50% of our contracts are concentrated, we did have quite a difficult quarter. Following that, the heat, believe it or not, the Middle East also faced that heat wave, which started early in April. And therefore, we've seen some disruption, and this has been replicated in our other subsidiary that operates in the UAE, Desert Adventures. But I think that will improve as we get closer to September. In terms of partnerships, yes, we have not only renewed several partnerships, but we've also brought in new partnerships. Now, this is a business where we will continue focusing on building new partnerships across the world. And my expectation is that in this quarter, we will announce, hopefully, a couple of new partnerships will represent significant penetration into Asia, specifically China and Southeast Asia. And hopefully, the results of those bids will come through in the course of the next 30 days and implementation will start. We are also at DEI launching a new software, which is one of a kind, which essentially will not only improve the customer experience, but also improve productivity at parks, because this software is highly specialized and is currently in a rollout phase across our business, across the business.
Right, Mr. Menon, thank you so much for joining in with us on ET Now, talking to us about the outlook of the company going forward. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. That was the